Hi folks, this is All the Fruit, and today I'm exploring the formal royal park of Trapada dos Necessidades in Lisbon and its cactus garden. Lisbon has a plethora of botanic gardens. I think more than 15 parks and gardens around the city and its surroundings are being listed as botanic gardens. Almost no tourist has time to see them all, and they range from basically world-class, nice botanic gardens to suburban park somebody named botanic gardens. So I'm trying to explore as many as possible of them. Oh, look at the little baby chicks. Aren't they cute? Yes, they are chicks here. There are also chicks doing yoga around here, but I guess those are looking for the bare necessities, as it's befitting for this park. So yeah, there are tons of botanic gardens in Lisbon, and if you search long enough, the Trapada dos Necessidades with its cactus garden will pop up. It's over 400 years old. Also, the cactus garden is one of the oldest in the world. It used to be the royal residence for centuries. 400 years ago, the King of Portugal expropriated the lands here and built a palace over there, which is now housing the forestry department of Portugal. But during the first age of the existence of this park, it was still mostly fruit and veggie gardens. I guess that's where the name Trapada dos Necessidades comes from, like you know, like Baloo the bear necessities and so on. They would grow the necessary stuff here, the stuff that the king and everybody else would eat. But later, I guess this was not fancy enough, so they made this fancy park. And I guess after the revolution, this park got more or less neglected and kinda got restored in the last decades. I mean, they have cleared the shrubbery a little bit, but I haven't seen them planting any new stuff yet. Also, yeah, the trails are more or less usable. The park is beautiful. You'll find a lot of old plants here, and you'll find a lot of great royal ruins. While the main palace is still being maintained as the forestry department, there is a palace-like building up there which is abandoned, and there are many more scattered throughout the park. So this will be not just the botanical and fruit foraging exploration, but also some urban exploration, lost places, breaking into ancient royal palaces. You know me. The most interesting part from the botanic point of view is the so-called cactus garden. And yeah, I guess when it was made centuries ago, it's one of the oldest in Europe, they didn't view cactuses that strictly. Even nowadays, if you make a cactus garden, you plant other succulents. And I don't know if they did not plant a lot of cacti, but planted a lot of agaves, aloes, yuccas, and so on to begin with, or if the cacti died during the period of neglect. As you can see here, there is a whole forest of aloes, okay, let's start again. There is a whole forest of yucca trees here, which seem to have suffered a lot through a couple of drought years, but Portugal is more oceanic than the Mediterranean, so the droughts here are usually not that bad. There are some cacti here. I forgot the name of this opuntia, but it's quite easy to identify. Here are a bunch of aloes, which also seem to have suffered during the drought. And yeah, there are also agaves here, the size of electricity poles. This tree seems to be some kind of evergreen oak. And here we have a Canary Island date palm. Not a lot of diversity in this cactus garden. Here we have normal Opuntia ficus indica. Back there it seems to be Opuntia robusta. I still don't remember this thing with the pale yellow fruits, but as I said, it's easy to identify. The tree up there is definitely an oak. Here are the big acorns. I also just see maybe 2 or 3 species of yucca, and so far 1 species of agave and 1 species of aloe. Okay, at least here we have the variety marginata. So 2 agaves. Oh, there also another aloe. Here some. This is some bromelia, some pineapple relative. I mean, the revolution was what, over 50 years ago. Is this all really from before the revolution? Interesting. Well, it's quite well preserved if they just cleaned it after the revolution. You will hardly ever see tourists here. There, mothers with little children, a lot of people with dogs, but they all look pretty local. There is also a small playground here. The park is situated within the city of Lisbon, so it is surrounded by buildings from all sides. And yeah, while a lot of parks have peacocks, chickens and geese, there are some really fat geese around here. Around here it looks less like a zoo than like a farm. The cactus garden might not have a lot of diversity and might not have a lot of cacti to begin with. Oh, the acanthus is coming out for the winter. But it sure is impressive. Oh, hello kitty. Partially due to the age and size. Oh, here. I think this is not even an agave. I forgot this is a sister genus of agave. I forgot the name. Please tell me. Their main feature is that they don't have a really big, crazy spine at the tip of the leaves. Here also some yucca, which is marginata. Here a wild olive or feral olive in this part, also called oleaster. Here some agave attenuata. Here some agave which looks like marginata, but it also has very floppy leaves, so I'm not sure what this specific cultivar is called, but it sure is impressive. I mean, those things are gigantic, and when they have a crazy shape. Yeah. Here we have again a Pancha ficus indica, again this pale one. It is beautiful. I mean, if you are looking for a giant cactus collection with labels for hundreds of species, that's not the right garden. But if you are looking for a lot of really old and impressive plants, yeah, here are some other species of, I guess it is agave, but I don't know it. This should be agave ferox here. Yeah, I guess if they not sure what pine this is, Pinus halepensis probably. And a city airport is convenient, but also very inconvenient. Yeah, beautiful. I don't regret coming here. They have a lot of botanic gardens where you can read thousands of labels and they have collections of thousands of species. This one is different. Ooh, look at this ancient grass tree. I shouldn't say it loud, but if somebody stole this and sold it, I could probably buy an apartment for the money. This thing is ancient. Of course, they also, who buys it would never be able to show it to anybody because it's illegal to steal such expensive trees. This part here looks like it has been restored very recently, and a big white cock has already taken over. You are not a chicken, you don't need to lie on the eggs. Okay, you identify as a hen, is fine with me. It's 2025. Yeah, most of the electricity lines in Lisbon are still above ground, even in the old royal park. Dead dragon tree, big aloe, olive trees, hanging full of olives. Guess nobody's harvesting them here. Let's see if they're palatable. Nah. Bitter, but also not 100% ripe. Also here it seems they installed something in the last years or decades. Maybe even restored part of this building. Here a couple of dragon tree. Interesting. Very interesting in Lisbon. So far I've only seen very low growing dragon trees in all botanic gardens. Those are ancient, those are hundreds of years old, but they are not tall like most on the Canary Islands. I wonder where they are from. Sometimes you find crazy origins for those dragon trees, folks. Like for centuries they had the Tenerife dragon tree in Gran Canaria, and they knew they had some in the mountains, and only a couple decades ago they found out the ones in the mountains are different from the Tenerife dragon trees in the parks. Also in Gibraltar they have a botanic garden with 2 old dragon trees. Only recently that they found out they are not at all from Tenerife, they are from Western Sahara. And so those in Lisbon, they look very distinct. So I wonder, there must be something different than the ones from the Canary Islands. Yeah, so this is one of the lost places where they say that people tend to break in all the time. Some websites describe it, yeah, if you are lucky a couple windows will be broken and you can look inside. However, it seems that this is new. This part here is definitely new. This is just a couple decades old and already being neglected. This part here is old, okay, but also restored. Guess nobody has broken the windows. Another white cock up there. Lots of white cocks in this park. And no, I will not call them rooster or anything else. A cock is a cock, and the dick is a dick, and the penis is a penis. Right? White cock? Yeah. You might take a guess why YouTube doesn't like me too much. But here we have something forageable. Hackberries. They're everywhere in the park. I haven't identified the species. Let's find the fruiting branch, which is pretty low. Yeah, come on, man. Now this is Viburnum tinus. We don't eat this. Okay. Oh. So see, hanging full of those tiny fruits, which are technically not berries, despite the name hackberry. Berry, oofa. Okay, it seems like they are rotten. Look rotten, smell nice. Nice and sweet like jam. They might look like shit, but they are good. What species are those black hackberries? When I find more, I'll show you why they are not berries. Interesting. If this thing is 400 years old, why are there no more really old, thick-stemmed olives here? Maybe they cut them down, or they died during a drought, or maybe they were planted later. Yeah, it's an interesting park. The whole park kinda looks and feels like a lost place. More fancy buildings here. I wonder, is this a pavilion? Nah, I guess they were supposed to stand on the terrace. Maybe a grotto. It looks more like a grotto than a pavilion. Guess this was a porter's house. Okay. I could climb up here, but I don't feel like it right now. Yeah, it could be a grotto or a chapel with the roof terrace. Somebody here has tried to smash it in. Yeah, built quite massively. All the time it looks like you're somewhere far in the outskirts, but no. The whole park is closely surrounded by densely populated neighborhoods on all sides. Here an old windmill. Yeah, you build them on high ground, and more often than not, you build them round. This eucalyptus tree here is in flower, and I doubt this is from royal or imperial times. Some garage here, and again lots of white chickens. They are girls present, so they are not all cocks. They are collectively known as chickens. Here a couple more of those hackberries. I guess the chickens like them a lot. I guess they have enough fruits to forage here. Olives, hackberries, the works. Yeah, hackberries are not a berry because they have one single hard pit like a cherry, but they are not closely related to cherry cider. This is a sanctuary for the pussycats, but this white cock here is waiting nearby. What is he waiting for? On one leg. Guess he's getting bored. What you waiting for? Tell me. And the water for the, I guess, the chickens or the cats has arrived already. And here this thing looks kinda like a bunker. Yeah, definitely a bunker. Massive iron gates, small windows, and yeah, I guess I chased away the cat. The cat was here just a couple seconds ago, but it wasn't even afraid of the white cock, but it was afraid of me. Yeah, I know I'm destroying my entire future with, oh, here are the pussycats. Okay, Mr. Pussycat, let's not scare you too much, because the nice cute girl who brought the water for the pussycats might be sad. I wonder what this structure here is. Looks like some underground passage with an observation post up there. Oh, poor girl calling the pussycats, and I chased them away. I am a big bad... No, I'm not gonna say it. Oh no, now I escaped and there is again a pussycat running away from me. Come on, kiddies, you must be used to tourists. I cannot be the worst thing you've seen in the last 400 years. Fortifications are extensive. I wonder if I can enter. I'm sure they are all interconnected. I remember just a couple months ago I got lost in the underground labyrinth of the bunker of the Bulgarian communist dictator. Yeah. What was the name of the Portuguese dictator? Well, here a couple ombu trees. Very interesting tree. The fruits are even kind of tasty, but they are horribly poisonous, so stay away from them. Yeah, look at that, a maze of interconnected fortifications. I mean, they were fascists during the war. They didn't fight on the side of the Germans, but this looks almost like somebody prepared for Allied bombings here. And again, hackberries. I mean, I already had a kaki and 2 great mangoes today. I'm not too much starved for fruits, but no fruit tastes as good as the foraged fruit. Oh, pretty filled up, those underground passages. Guess this park must have been very diverse. but most probably only a couple species survived. But still, more species must have survived, but okay. After the revolution, during and after the revolution, there was a lot of looting and plundering. Maybe some idiots chopped down the ancient trees for timber or firewood or for who knows what. Ruscus aculeatus, the red berries are not edible. Place must be a bit on the spooky side at night. But also like an interesting place to spend the night if you want to save a couple bucks on hostels. An old millstone, yeah, when millstones get too old and I guess chipped or used up or whatever, it's quite a popular thing to make them into tabletops. Finally an oldish olive tree. Not millenarian, I guess, but definitely a couple 100 years old. Might be as old as the park, or it might even predate it. It might be one of those olive trees that's in the orchards which the king liberated from their peasant owners. Nice old carob tree. However, since it's growing on top of this wall, I'm pretty sure it was planted after the park and after the structure got completed. Beautiful thick carob tree, well over a meter thick, but those grow a lot faster than olives. Also beautiful structure here, beautiful rondel with a big fountain in the middle, a lot of high walls, terraces, benches, parapets, places to hang out. Here a sheltered little spot with a couple exotic plants. I don't think that this Ficus elastica and also all the bromeliaceae and the other stuff got planted before the revolution. I would rather say that there were some attempts at restoration in the early 2000s, probably also when they built the new annex to this building up there. But then they kind of abandoned those attempts. Another nice multi-stemmed carob. Oh, hi chickie. Mom is watching. Cannot fool around with the little chicks. Yeah. I know. The algorithm is gonna crucify me. So here I'm inside the rondel. The access to those parts with the Ficus elastica, but the access is blocked. I could climb inside, but there isn't anything too interesting in there. Don't ask me how I know. Well, some stuff this thing is missing, apparently, at least I haven't found them yet, are toilets and drinking fountains. But I guess they restored the bare necessity in the park of bare necessities. It's a functioning park, but without all the additional amenities, it seems. Nice old pine tree, but what species? It's not Pinus pinea, the Mediterranean pine. Could be Brucia, could be Halepensis. I don't think I've ever seen a Brucia or Halepensis that size, almost a meter thick. But it could of course also be... Oh, wait, the leaves are quite long. The leaves are almost as long as Canariensis, but Canariensis has much bigger cones. I don't know, man. There are dozens, maybe hundreds of pine species in the world, and Portuguese collected everything from their empire. Oh, lost place again, by the way. Yeah, lost part of its roof, it seems. Beautiful. What was this? Just one of those little follies which were so common in royal parks? Oh, looks almost like a menagerie, like a zoo. Let's go inside. Happy birthday to you. You belong in the zoo, 'cause you look like a monkey and you smell like one too. Yeah, definitely some type of zoo. animals have been kept behind those bars, and I doubt it was just for the work horses or some other standard beasts. Looks like this lady found this lost place. Beautiful. Hey, how to enter the zoo? I'm a monkey, believe me. I belong here. I live here. Let me in. Pity. Yeah, all those little houses, the animals lived there, and then they could walk in those little courtyards around them, and I guess the visitors would walk through those corridors here. Yeah, definitely some type of little zoo, but abandoned and inaccessible. Yes, I know a 6-foot fence cannot stop me. I'm just too lazy. Am I gonna see so much more if I go inside? Give me a break. I have a bunch more botanic gardens to explore today. Here, Emperor Dom Pedro built a glass house. As far as I remember, he was from Brazil, or was the Emperor of Brazil. Oh yeah, want to hear the story? Like, European noobs, they used to colonize the rest of the world. Then the third world chats, they became independent from the European noobs. But the Brazilian pro gamers, they did what's called the pro gamer move. They colonized Portugal. Yes, Portugal is well, I guess a lot of European countries were also colonies of the Ottoman and the Arab and the Mongol empires. But yeah, Portugal is the only country that was a colony of a truly transoceanic power, the Empire of Brazil. And Dom Pedro was the Emperor of Brazil, and I guess since Brazil tends to be hot, when he was residing around here, he wanted it hot, so he built this huge glass house. Or maybe it's a different Emperor Pedro. Guess they had a lot of Pedros around here. Well, I guess Pedro will not object me foraging. Yeah, so far the only thing I've been foraging in this park, the only bare necessity, have been hackberries. I feel lazy today. Come on, don't be so lazy. Oh, mi cojones. More good food. Those things might be small, but there are a lot of them, so they're quite good foraging. The seeds are unnerving, but some say crack the seeds, chew them up. Look at that, tens of thousands of hackberries on this tree. I'm the king of the world. I'm Dom Pedro. And the Portuguese underneath here, they are wondering how the tourists can get even crazier. Probably they're already plotting a revolution. Pomegranates. Even a couple, but not a single fruit on them. Oh, did they mention mi cojones? Oh, I'm too old for that. Back to the zoo. No entrance. How much more am I supposed to behave like a monkey until you leave me in? Couple white mulberries, but not old ancient trees. There is more to be seen in the lower parts of the park, but it all looks more or less the same. The trails are decently maintained. The shrubbery is cut down, but nothing new has been planted. Nice place. If you have more time in Lisbon, definitely visit it. It's definitely not as botanically interesting as some of the other botanic gardens of the city. But yeah, I like it. Probably not gonna visit it regularly, but glad I was here. More of those massive falls. Well, it was a royal park after all. Just the bare necessities, folks. A park to walk around and massive falls to protect you from your subjects. So yeah, that was Trapada Necessidades in Lisbon, folks. Stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful and in other places incredibly fruit rich and here incredibly hackberry rich city of Lisbon. Of course, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.